hitting record.
Okay.
Hitting the timer.
Today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Final Destination Bloodlines and another whiskey, which is a surprise. Stick
Oh,
around.
he said whiskey.
Watch
Right there. He's like,
Oh, it's
see, that looks stinking.
it's like cat's eyes. Like the goblins and cat's eyes.
Yes.
Ooh,
when he was
okay,
taking
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Wow. Let it go to the black
Okay.
right away.
we are back.
Okay.
Hey, boom, and so it started. Welcome again, everyone, to another episode of Midnight Movie Distillery. I am one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
I'm another one of your hosts, Warren Price.
I'm the guy in the Analon Black, and what are we doing today, Mr. Price?
So we watched a movie. We watched a movie.
We did. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And see.
And bye-bye.
So we watched a movie. We watched Final Destination Bloodlines, the most recent iteration in the Final Destination
Maybe
series.
the birth of the series, actually.
No. Latest. Maybe we're going to say
Latest. No, because it's well. Anyway, we'll
Yeah,
get into
we'll
it.
get to that.
We also do something else. And what do we do, Lon?
We drink.
Yes. That's kind of how this whole thing started, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty much. You know, a little backstory about that. Literally, we just got together to have drinks and honestly talk about horror movies. That wasn't the plan. We just started drinking and started talking about horror movies and got into it.
It would be like hours.
Like
Yes.
hours.
And we're like, you know what? We should record
You know,
this.
we're like, you know what? Let's let everybody in on this fun that we're having.
We should inflict this on the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And here we are,
And there
150 episodes later.
That's just insane.
so I will say this is week 3 in our Scotch week.
Ooh.
What we did 2 weeks of the past 2 episodes, which of course you've seen, were 2 different Scotches. They were built up. The first one was a very light smoked peat Scotch, finished in sherry cask, so it had a little sweetness to it.
Mhm.
Second one was a lot more peat smoke heavy, but finished off in bourbon barrels.
Mhm.
And now we are going to continue Scotch Week with my
Favorite.
favorite Scotch.
Lagavulin
16.
Now,
Is this the
You don't get a fresh bottle on this one. I did take this one from home. I do have a few unopened bottles at home, and I thought, well, let's see. I've got 3/4 of this one still full. Do I open another one just to pop it? No,
No.
fuck those guys.
And you can still technically pop it.
It's a lot. I will pop it. And this to me,
This is not the special one, is it?
No,
this is the pinnacle of. What do you mean the special
the
one?
Nick
The
Hoffman
Nick
one.
Hoffman. Those are 11-year. This is a 16-year Scotch.
So
This is
am I
peat.
being illegal here with a 16-year-old?
Pete, well, you
16
did it.
will get you 20.
You did a 5-year-old the last episode.
Oh,
So
God. So 86 proof.
right. So it's a lot.
And don't be quite so impressed by the color because the bottle is.
The bottle's
looks
too.
like the bottle.
The bottles too. I do believe Lagavulin colors, but
They do, really.
I do think they do. But this is a very high age whiskey,
I will let you pop it.
and this to me is the smoke peat god
Ooh.
of
Well,
Scotch.
so we're saying better than Peat Monster, you think?
Uh,
I'm just trying to prepare my taste buds here.
Peat Monster is a thinner Scotch, heavy peat, heavy smoke, but an overall thinner Scotch. This is a more robust Scotch that's also heavy peat, heavy smoke.
Okay.
But and
So we got competition.
the key is
This
the
is
16-year, right?
Up
So no,
to
it's like
16 years, so it's smooth.
right. So like Peat Monster was like 5.
Yeah,
6?
Peat Monster was young, and this is a higher proof too, isn't it? This is
is it 86, I think?
yeah, 86 proof. I guess that's not high, but
For
it-
Scotch, is that how you
It's,
No, it's not.
it's no
It's
Zachariah.
Oh, wait.
House.
it's no, thank goodness for that.
There you go.
Ooh, that still
Squeak
sounds
on
good.
that one, right?
Do they sell just corks? Like, what happens if you take a cork out and it?
And
you
it
know,
cracks. I've
yeah.
had that happen, especially with some of the older ones I buy if I do the estate sale.
You mean like Ambassador 25?
like Ambassador
So
25?
I will say right now, the smell on this one, I like a lot more than the Torbog.
So to me, the Torbag has a lot
Torbag.
more
Garbag.
Better eggs and mash.
Yeah,
Like,
hey,
like an accent going here.
smell. You can smell the peat and smoke. a little bit
Yeah.
more. This one is not as.
Well, is that because of the
forefront.
aging?
And there is another one. What you know? We didn't
Well,
do the
Torberg
bottle.
we said
This
was
is the bottle.
probably like 5 years, right?
Correct. So this is 16 year. I mean,
All right.
16.
So maybe that
years.
tenure of Torberg might.
I
bag.
think that's going to be phenomenal.
Or is it
when it
bag?
comes out, but
Like,
Torberg.
like I'm from Wisconsin.
bag.
Torberg.
Bag.
We argued this. My Scotch guy Benny's and I were trying to debate which way was the proper way to say that.
There's a mouse.
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
spends way too much time at Biddy's. You got a Scotch guy.
With a Scotch guy.
Honestly, if you go in there and say, "I'd like to pick out a Scotch. Is there somebody here that can help me?" And they'll send you the Scotch guy. So
Nice. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now it's going to be fun.
He's going to be anyone.
now,
Oh, it smells even better.
this is one of those on the nose. Can we put that up?
See, like,
Oh, sorry.
No, no.
there we go.
Oh, next to the pure life water.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I just spilled a
We
little
didn't get
outside
paid
of
by them.
Ah, wow.
So, yeah.
So now, to me, this is, now think of it this way. This is a more perfect balance. Heavy peat, heavy smoke, heavy flavor. But it's more balanced. The other one, the Torberg, had a lot more nose.
Yeah, to me,
But-
to me, this is actually, and on the nose side, like this is actually almost a little bit more subtle.
It is more subtle, I think, than the Torberg. But
Do you get a delayed burn? I got a delayed burn. Like, it
there
didn't,
is,
it was
after it goes
down,
down, your tongue starts to burn.
then, yeah, you
Yep.
get, it's like, and it's the back
Yeah.
of the tongue.
Yeah,
I
a
agree.
little
It's
bit.
very, but it's not
But it's-
overpowering.
But it's the first sip, and by second sip, third sip, it's gone.
Okay. All right. Keep it going.
But
Now, color-wise,
now we're talking true.
It,
And
it's
very
still
nice
darker.
color.
Yeah.
but they do coloring, you said.
Well, I don't know if they do, but I would have assumed they do.
Like, you're supposed to know.
He is. He is.
He's
See
gonna
if
look
I
it
can
up.
He's a
find
no.
out.
I knew it was gonna make him upset, but he doesn't come. But I can't get over the smell of it.
Make
That
sure I
is
spell
just-
it right.
But it's funny though because it is again. I don't think it's quite as the smell isn't quite as potent.
No, I mean it's good. It's just it's a good scent. Like now, here's a question: would you do your smoker on something like this?
No.
No, because this
No.
already
It's
already
this
got
already has
enough
as much.
for you.
And the smoke that goes in this is from the peat. The peat, they dry out to charcoalize
so
the peat.
You would. Well,
burn
do
the
they
peat.
give peat chunks for your smoker?
They don't. At least I haven't found peat chunks. So literally, you'd be taking hickory and adding it to a peat smoke.
Right.
And now you'd be changing the whole thing.
Flavor profile.
Flavor.
Flavor.
Oh, he's
Oh.
looking it up. Oh. Did I get it?
So, based on the information available, the answer to whether Lagavulin is colors its Scotch is in nuance. Some Lagavulin expressions, like the 16-year-old, do use caramel coloring. For consistency, this is allowed in a Scotch whiskey. We know that stuff.
See,
But
I almost
other
prefer-
expressions, like the Lagavulin 8 years, are natural colored and not.
So I almost prefer that, like, just use the bottle to do the
I
coloring.
agree.
Then
Well,
and keep it.
Technically,
Because
the
isn't
reason,
caramel coloring bad for you? Like
well,
caramel coloring in general. I mean, it might be a hint
It's
of caramel
coloring.
it's a coloring. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, because
But-
you know,
but just-
apparently we're racist, so any coloring that's added. Is
Caramel,
just
but
horrible.
caramel coloring doesn't mean it has caramel in it.
I understand. I know what caramel coloring is to make it look that color.
Caramel.
Technically, it's
Caramel.
E155.
Caramel.
Caramel.
Like caramel. Like caramel coloring.
The champagne's not Bordeaux.
But I will say that the green bottle,
Is that a green
Technically-
shirt?
they do the
Sorry.
wow,
A little throwback.
is because sunlight can damage whiskey, and a lot of times
Mhm.
whiskey typically will come in a darker bottle. A lot of the ones that come in clear bottles are fine because they think it's going to be on a shelf. It's not going to be sitting in the sunlight, so it doesn't really matter. But technically, they used to do a lot of the whiskeys in darker barrels or darker bottles, so the sunlight doesn't damage the whiskey.
Are we 3 in?
Yes, we should.
I think we are. Oh yeah, we got to do a rating on this. Yeah. Oh boy, this is toughy.
I know what Lon's gonna do.
2. You guessed the 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
You guessed that I was going to do 2.
Okay, I think I'm going 3 numbers on this puppet.
3.
Three
This is
numbers.
unnecessary.
I'm doing 2. I'm too lazy.
Doing 3.
2, lazy. 2.
Too lazy.
Waka waka waka.
1.
2.
I got a bird for him. 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it goes.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
254?
4.7.
So I give it a. Logan gives it a 4.7.
I gave it a 4.3.
5.
I figured
Okay.
we were going to give it a.
5. Well, I gave it away because I even said this was my favorite.
Yeah, I know.
Scotch.
Yeah, but that's honestly, this is very, very smooth, very, very good, very great mouthfeel. This is something where actually we have not discussed price. We should probably do that real quick.
Well, we
because I
can. We
don't,
can talk about
I
it
don't want
and
to forget
discuss
that
price.
before because that plays
That's
a
fine.
role into my 4.7. Let's
As
see.
in price.
Yeah,
So if it was
as in Warwick.
if it was $20,
If it was $20, I would be buying every bottle that they own of it. But I am willing to bet, since it's 16 year, I'm willing to bet this is about a $99 bottle or 95.
Price.
so are you gonna go 99?
99.
I'm gonna say 95.
Okay. Now let me explain.
The retail price.
He's like, I blew that
There's a
Scotch
story.
guy at Betty. He said, I got it for cheaper.
Vinny's got in a surplus order
Oh,
of
of course.
Lagavulin
Fell off the back of a truck.
Yeah.
months ago.
Okay.
In fact, I guess at this point it could be some point in 24.
Well, first off, what's the shelf life? Like,
oh,
you
sure,
can keep
the
this
liquors
for-
last forever.
okay.
Last
So there's no rush to get it out.
as long as it doesn't evaporate, which a lot of people, if they keep a bottle long, they will wrap the top in plastic just so it doesn't evaporate as much because corks really aren't that great. But it'll last forever as long as it's not or contaminated. You know, if you drop a grape in there or something. I don't know. But anyway,
I don't know how often that happens. But okay.
It's literally the biggest problem they have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like
So-
people putting grapes in the whiskey.
the current price of Lagavulin, it goes up and down a lot. The
Like
most
the
I've seen
ocean.
it for is $112.
Okay.
The current Benny's price, what was your price?
99.
Your price?
95.
The current Benny's price was $85.
Ooh,
Yes.
okay.
Now, current price. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $89.
Even
79,
close.
79, 79.
Jesus.
Mickey,
Not
mine.
Well, what
75.
is it?
Hold on.
Getting harder as you go down.
Not, what did I
She
say,
said-
75?
You can't tell we're 3 episodes in.
$79.
Wow.
That is definitely worth the
Now-
price.
Now, current price. When they had their surplus, and they literally got a deal on it because the guy there said,
So wait, Lagavulin had the surplus or Benny's did?
Benny's got a surplus of Lagavulin from Lagavulin because they had a surplus they didn't sell in other places earlier on, and they got basically, you know, like a buy this,
Do not tell me
you
you
buy
got
this
this for under
pallet.
truckload. You get a truckload and you buy it. I got it for $65.
Wow, no wonder you have so many bottles.
I would have given it a 5.
I bought 4. I've got 4
That is-
unopened bottles in my
that
house
is
because I know it will
You
never
couldn't buy a case?
ever. They did have a case price. I couldn't afford the case price, but literally I bought 4 bottles and I have them sitting in my house waiting just to be drunk because now it's already. I mean, at $65, it's already $79. It's going to be back in the 80s.
What's the best temperature to store
Usually
this stuff
80s.
at?
Room temperature is fine. Cooler temperature is better.
Okay.
Warmer temperature is worse. If you have a hot attic, you don't store it in a hot attic. If you got a cool basement, you put it in the basement. But typically, it's got some give. It's got
Sure.
some leeway. Once it's out of the barrels, it has a lot more leeway than if it's in the barrels. In the barrels, because that affects the in and out. So
The smoothness of it, though. Jesus.
the smoothness of it.
Based on, especially at $65, holy shit. I would honestly still pay, what did you say it was? 80?
$78,
$79.
$79.
I would still pay 79 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's still a really good price.
Yeah, yeah.
I normally
Especially
would
for
buy this in the
16 year.
80s. It's been in the 110s. So it does fluctuate. Depends on what they've got. Because think
And
about
they
it.
continue to have a 16-year, or do they
Always have a 16 year.
Okay.
But what they did.
Because it's kind of like a rolling thing.
Wow.
Well, that's what I don't know.
Every year, there's another 16 year.
That's what I don't know if they continue to say, well, you know what, this year we're going to
I
go to
think
18.
he's being snarky.
Oh, he is.
He's being snarky to you. I
He's
think
being a chap.
Yeah,
He's being a chap.
He's being a chap.
I'm being a chap.
But the point is with this stuff, it goes up. They started doing the 8 years and the 11 years.
You know how they
Because
make an 8 year? They take a 16 year, cut it in half.
Oh, Jesus, that is not even quite how that works.
They just pour 2 8 years together.
Make it 16.
Nick Offerman, if you ever get the chance to see it, go on YouTube, find Nick Offerman. He reviews a bunch of scotches around Scotland. His favorite scotch is Lagavulin. You watch his episode where he went to see the Lagavulin, visit the Lagavulin distillery and stuff. It's hilarious because he's just head over heels in love with
Now,
it.
so the one we bought, the one you bought that we tried.
The ocean.
That was that was a Nick Offerman 11.
No. I'm talking about the one that you got from like Trader Joe's. That was like $20.
Oh, sure.
Do you remember
yeah.
that one?
Yes, I do. I still
That
got
one-
that. I still got it.
That one was
It's called Sea and Sky, I think.
I believe so. It was phenomenal. That was actually good.
Yes.
I was
It
very
wasn't
shocked.
phenomenal, but it
Let
was
me rephrase.
very
Yeah,
good.
it was very good. It was very
But
good
it was
for
$20.
$20.
Was I there?
You were there.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
And it was called,
It was
I
when we
believe
were
it
at
was
his
called
house.
Sea and
Oh.
Sky.
Something
And
like that. But
maybe if I
or
find the
Isle of Whores.
Did we review it or was
No,
that-
no. We were just trying.
Oh, we were just
Because we
Yeah.
tried it,
Wow.
and then he goes, "How much? What do you think it was?" And we're like, "I don't know, we were like $50, $60." He's like, "It was $20 at
Yes.
Trader Joe's."
Yes.
But honestly, though, this one is just
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was a blue bottle. I remember that. Man,
Not this one. It wasn't the rum cask finish.
no,
It wasn't their brand.
no, it wasn't. You just got it from there, I think.
Right.
It was like Isle of something. I thought Isle. Of,
Yes. You know what? I won't
Islay.
waste too
Sorry,
much
we're,
time.
that was
But
distracting. But
You're right.
That
It was
was.
like Sea and Sky or something like that.
Yeah.
It was an Islay Scotch.
But this is way better than that.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, but I would definitely. Oof. Okay.
Movie.
Movie. So we talk about a
Movie.
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 We're at the
16?
16.
We're 16 minutes.
16 years, 16 minutes.
Whoa.
Oh,
Bam.
perfect time.
You
We
love
planned
your-
that shit.
You love your 16.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we watched Final
Final
Destination Bloodlines.
Destination: Bloodlines.
Colon?
That's what it was.
Okay.
Colin Powell.
It was a sub.
Colin Powell.
Okay.
I know I've told you this
All right,
story before.
Oh, Jesus.
But like for the longest time when we had
Old bastards.
when we had the Iraqi war, and I would hear these things about like Colin Powell.
Yeah. And you
Um,
would think Colin, like, I'm
and
going to go to the bathroom.
No, I would think it was spelled like COLN.
Like a colon.
Oh no.
Like, no,
It's Colin.
COLN. But that's my whole fucking point. It's like when I saw it like physically displayed like on the Chiron on like
Yeah.
CNN or whatever, and it was spelled Colin. I'm like, it's fucking Colin
Why
Powell.
are they
Like,
pronouncing it
why are you
Colin?
calling it Colin?
Because he was an asshole. I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm with
Wah,
you.
wah.
It
No,
did seem
Mr.
like they
Powell,
kept
you
pronouncing
are amazing. You did a great job.
Colin.
No, it's-
and it was clearly Colin.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
stupid. It's kind of like Ray Fiennes and Ralph Fiennes.
Right.
It's fucking Ralph.
It's Ralph.
It's Ralph.
Because he wants to be unique.
Me.
Colin
Okay.
As long as
Powell
it's not rape, fine.
decided Colin was better than Colin.
Anyway, back to the movie.
There's a movie?
Yeah.
So-
we gotta rate that thing.
Can I go watch it?
I guess if I had done my job correctly, I would actually been able to tell you exactly where this was number-wise in the Final Destination sequel numbers. But I think this is at least number 4.
Oh
This is-
no, it's
no.
like 7.
Oh, really?
I think it's 7.
How
I
many?
believe there is 6 prior, and this is number 7.
Okay.
If I'm not
How
mistaken.
many
Because they did-
Final Destination movies have there been?
Okay, the Googles. I think this
Oh,
is. This
geez.
is 6.
No, this is 6.
This
Yeah,
is 6.
I was
Okay.
close.
Yeah. Fuck you. He was right.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, I wasn't right.
Succotash.
closer.
I think it's at 4 or 5.
Closer.
Um,
This
but
is
anyway,
He's on fire with being close on shit. So.
But
Yes.
well, I do want to point
I
out
was
the first
right
one
on
was
the button.
2000, the second one was
Pretty
23
close.
or 2003,
Yep.
then 2006, 2009, 2011. Then they waited 14 years.
Yeah.
This is one of
Yes.
the first ones in for
They
14
just can't kill that many
years.
people in a lot of time.
right, because
Death took a vacation.
it was an ever decreasing quality level.
Mm.
So
I've
So-
recently seen all 5.
okay.
And I will say they did decrease in value as they went on. Yet the kills were still very fun.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's rate this before we talk too
Okay.
much.
Okay.
That was almost a tune.
Phenomena. Get out your rating.
I'm going 1. You ready?
Get out your rating.
Home slice?
Yep.
You ready? Home slice?
I'm ready.
1. That's you're
2.
Wow. you
3.
fucking up anyway. What do we got?
Whoa,
Ooh,
pretty damn fucking close.
All right.
Holy shit.
Mr. Lynch.
Mr. Lynch gave it a 3.4.
Warwick gave it a 3.5.
Mr. Black gave it a 4.
All right, so we were all fairly close.
Yeah.
I think I have something up on you guys, though.
What's that?
I saw this movie in 4D.
You did.
I saw it in 4D.
Did
That
someone
was
spit in your
gotta be
face?
No, they
phenomenal.
did not. I was very upset
I
about
would've-
that. That part I
I-
think was broken. But they did
Logan, I would have come spit in your face.
I'd be like,
I
and
would-
now. Okay, go.
I care about you that much. I would have come spit in your face.
That would be one of those things where you know
As
how
long
like
as it's not come spit.
Well, you know,
you know how
I
like
can't
you get like
promise that.
you go to a movie theater and there's like horrible teenagers in front of you that are throwing things at you and
Yeah,
stuff,
right,
and you go,
popcorn.
oh wow, this 4D is amazing.
No, I only give them props. I did. I thought it was going to be very gimmicky,
I
but I wanted to
agree.
see it anyway. It was only like $5 more than the regular
Okay.
showing, so I thought, yeah, fuck it, let's see it.
Were you glad you saw it in 4D?
I was. They
Yeah.
did a very good job. The only downside was supposedly when blood was splattered, you were supposed to get sprayed, but
Right.
apparently that
Oh.
was broken that day. But one of the cool things is whenever they did like a pan out shot that they were following a car, your whole seats would kind of do one of these.
that's
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then they would also turn the fans on so you would get kind of a breeze.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a really cool job of having
What
that.
theater was it? You must live in
The
a
Marcus
really wealthy
Cinemas up
area.
in Gurnee.
Gurnee?
Yeah,
well
I went all
known,
the way to-
for that high quality cinema.
Yeah.
Right?
So, well, that's the thing. It was either Gurnee or Chicago, the only two places that apparently do the
Oh,
40
wow.
Max, is
Mhm.
what it's called. But yeah, I was very I thought it was going to be gimmicky and it was not going to add much to the film, but they did a pretty good job of it. Whenever there was fire, there was like the
Heat.
lights would come up, and they actually did turn the heat on, so you would get kind of a blast of heat
Yeah.
and stuff. They did a really cool job. It added to it. It didn't change my rating on it because I was still looking at it as a film. It
Because
just made
you're very clinical.
Oh yeah,
And he's a professional.
He's
yes.
a professional movie reviewer.
exactly.
I get it.
So
I
I
get
didn't
it.
let that sway my judgment,
No.
but no, it made me. The movie itself, I thought was good. I only gave it a 3.4 because it is getting dated. You know, they are trying to put, I think, too much into it. I know they brought in some fresh faces.
Well, they had to.
to
Because
make
the
it-
others were dead.
It's 14 years later since the
Yes.
last movie.
I did like the tiebacks. I was actually hoping they would bring Devon Sawa in there at some point.
That would've
but
been
I
nice.
didn't
That
see
would've been
that. But all in all, I think it's definitely worth watching. And I kind of hope it starts a new
I do
trend.
too. I do too.
Um,
So I just want to jump. As
Sure.
the person who gave it the highest rating.
Yeah.
All I was going to do is say budget was 50 million. It made 285 million worldwide. Yes,
We're getting more.
I think they're going to be
We're getting
making
I
more.
think they'll make more. It's a reboot of the series,
Sure.
in my mind. But they brought back, and they were brilliant about this. They brought back the log truck for advertising.
Yep.
Did you notice this?
Yeah.
They drove a log
Genius.
truck around cities and
And it
had
wasn't
Final
actually even a
Destination
log
in
truck.
the
Did you
back.
notice
No,
that?
it was
just
just
But
a
that didn't
straight-
matter.
right.
But because it looked like a log truck, and then anybody who's ever seen any one of the Final Destinations, when you see a log truck on the highway, everybody's like, "I'm
Yep.
getting out of that lane,"
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
because those logs are going to fall off and go right through my face.
Well, and on the
I
same
love
vein,
that.
like the billboards
Yes.
with the one of the famous ones is the one where it's like clearly someone who's put up the billboard fell down and it's like blood splattered against the thing.
They did it brilliantly. I think a lot of these, first of all, the story, the throwback to the 50s,
Yep.
right? And when you
They
look
had
at that building, and true to all the other ones, when you've seen these movies before, you look at a scene and you're like, oh, that's going to fall, or that's going to crack, or that's going to turn on fire, because it was a needle point
Yep.
to a big platform, and
Yeah.
you're like,
What could possibly go
Everybody
wrong?
Especially in the
Gonna
50s,
die.
they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
right? And it's like, but they played that off so well. The whole scene, and honestly, this is why you go to see these movies, to watch these deaths. And that first scene with everybody dying in the big, what did they call it? The needle, what did they call it, right?
I don't remember.
Well,
the
Space
name.
Needle is
Space needle, but
right.
that's
Yes.
a real thing. But it was like a space needle kind of thing. And the way they did it, and they had the storyline, was brilliant.
Sure.
And I never got it until it was really close to the end. But they had, do we spoil it now?
Go
Yeah.
for
The
it.
go for it.
twist at the end, because first of all, this was Tony Todd's last
movie, yep.
movie.
Yep.
He finished filming his scenes before the movie was edited, and he passed away. His last speech
Yeah.
was 100% ad lib.
Yep.
Yep.
They said,
Yeah,
Mr. Todd, you want to say something? You go right. This is your scene. You play it off the way you want to. He did beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
on it,
amazing.
right? The simple fact that they started you in the 50s, they brought you Tony Todd at the end, and Tony Todd, who's been in most of the movies, if not all of them,
He was just the
he was the harbinger, the harbinger.
right, but he was like the funeral guy, or
Right,
like he had
the
like
funeral guy.
like well, but like he had a name,
Mortician.
like he had a name, yeah.
But right, he did have a name.
Because they never didn't give him. He wasn't
look it up.
known by like the name they ultimately gave him in this. He was known as like the funeral guy or something.
Right. Yeah, they just said the character name, William John Boluth.
Correct.
But the point is, when they showed you that, I did not catch it until at the end when he was saying something, and I caught it just before he said it. I'm like, he was the kid.
Yeah.
From the first one. They did something in this movie that they didn't do in any of the other movies. They took a character who was in all the other movies and gave him a backstory.
Yep.
And it was great because being a Tony Todd fan, it was really great to see that.
Yep.
And I loved that. I loved it.
What the other thing I liked is I like the back to what you're saying. I mean, it's like I like the throwbacks to like some of the other kills, like even to the point where they were talking about like when she first whatever her name is, I can't remember her name.
The main character,
when
from the 50s?
no, no, the modern one. Where she's explaining to the family, it's like, hey, this is what's going to happen, and like the brothers, like, oh yeah, like, and the truck goes by,
Right.
And even the way they film it, where it's like, the classic, like the point of view of the
Yeah,
truck,
you're like, oh,
and
it's
then
coming, it's
the
coming.
person, and he steps back, and you go, oh, and it just goes past him,
Right.
You
expect it because he's next in line. He's
Right.
the next eldest brother, whatever, and he's going to get killed. But then that's just it. He misses him, and they go, oh. And that was a great twist.
And
Yeah.
there's another movie that the name Eric was in as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Because they use
That
Eric
is
for
the
all the
weirdest
losers
thing.
that
Yeah.
are in movies.
No, I bet you his was a C though.
I'm sure his was a C.
Just
But
for fun.
but they do that in the movies, and honestly, they did way more in this one than the other ones, where they said you're expecting him to get killed.
Right.
Guess what? He's not going to get killed.
Yeah.
And then explain why he didn't get killed.
No, his death was pretty brutal.
It
That
was brutal.
And
I do give the kills props.
They were great.
Sorry.
They
So-
were
no,
great.
no,
You
no.
were describing yourself.
No.
They were all
Basically,
great
the other thing that I read was obviously there was CGI in some places,
Sure.
but in almost every kill, it was practical effects. Like even the MRI machine. Obviously, that wasn't a real person being sucked in.
Yeah.
But like it was practical effects.
He died for this film.
Such a method
Not only
actor.
did Tony Todd, but this guy.
Some of the things were ridiculous. The imaging machine, that was a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was bringing the fucking pop machine from across the hall.
Well, and I just I love
I
like
liked that. That was you have to go that
because
hard.
it gives you the little comedic moments of like
And so that's what it was
of
for.
like like the necklace around and like being
Right.
The
Right.
nipple ring. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I did like. I saw how they did the garbage truck.
Oh,
Okay.
that
Did
was
you see how they did that?
Yeah,
No,
it was
no.
special effects
So
at the end.
yeah,
the
they
last
used
part.
special effects, and basically they had it was like just multiple people or multiple rectangular things, and then like he was here, and then they would push up, and then go like that way. These would push back, so it looked like
Right.
the person's face was getting cut off.
Because when it did do
But-
this, it did her face
Did get
expanded
actually-
for a second.
Yeah. So
Like
it
it
was
was
the way they did it. I think was really cool. I mean, it's a simple thing, but that's the practical effects that I think make the movie more like realistic and believable. And and you would have granted her eyes probably would have popped out, but still, I'm not going to be too.
So to me, like
I get that though.
to go to a movie we did a few weeks ago, like The Clown in the Cornfield, that I downrated because of how like
Ridiculous.
well that just the fact like how it was like, oh yeah, you could see everything coming, and it's like it's like it was so like predictable and things like to me this shows that you can have a movie that at the end of the day it's predictable what's going to happen, and yet somehow
But they changed that, I think.
Right.
I feel you couldn't you predicted it, and then they said, "Oh, guess what? He's not dead."
Well,
Right,
He's
but
they
actually
even
not.
teased you
He's
so
adopted."
much in this, like, oh, here's this chunk of glass going into the ice.
Oh
and
my
you're
God,
like,
no,
oh, he's either going to
Yep.
swallow that or
Yep.
somebody, I love the way
Because they knew
because
that the
yeah, you're
Well,
gonna be watching that.
And the trampoline with the rake,
the rake
rake
underneath,
underneath
you knew
it.
I was
somebody's
thinking
gonna get it.
Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna get it right up to the vagina.
Yeah.
But they played on that. And then they said, oh, guess what? He falls through. Oh, he doesn't step on the rake. Oh,
Like,
you thought he was going to step on the rake.
It was so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I think it was really good. Like, and I love the explanation about death.
Yeah.
For the altering the girl in the tower. Who
The
is
original 50s one.
yeah, who Sakostas, because she worked out the fact that it's all about bloodlines, hence the name of the movie. So
Good point to bring up.
if she stayed safe
Yep.
and was the recluse that never went outside and never deviated so that death had a chance to do something, then the rest of her family would be safe.
Correct. Which again is another twist. I think that the other one's kind of ignored because that was
Yes.
like, oh, it skips me, it skips you. Oh, wait, it goes back then, it'll eventually catch up to you. This had a whole heritage. to
Right.
it.
Yes.
This had
That made way
decades.
more sense.
Right.
Yes.
And it did. It made more sense.
Right.
I saw it and thought it explained some of the other movies that I didn't get the whole why they would.
My only issue and why I gave it a 3.4 is and not a 4 is because of the fact that where can they go from here? You just killed off the two main characters.
But you make it so that it's not all about that family.
I get it, but then now
It's a
now
different
you've got to
bloodline.
start all over again. You started
Well,
to get a
maybe.
rapport for those people, like leave at least one of them alive, right? I
But
felt like
then you're following the same story. I think now what they need to do is do another story of other people in
Right.
another
they
country
did show, yeah.
who did the same, who
Yeah.
are going through the same
Well,
sort of
yeah, and
stuff.
if you want to bring in more, you could go to like the UK or something like that. And start
Absolutely.
just to
Well, not
keep it-
there because they've got that disease zombie thing going
Yeah.
on.
Well, also you don't understand a word they're saying.
Yeah.
Not only that,
Yeah.
but then you've got those tracksuit
Tuesday.
ninjas out in England.
Yeah,
What are they
those
called?
chavs.
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 With a V.
But I
Okay.
do think, and maybe I'm missing a step that you guys can correct me on. Don't you think, in some respects, it's a little bit selfish that she did finally step out of the house and got knowing that she was going to get killed,
Yeah.
just to prove a point that, like, see, I'm not crazy.
But it's not, it wasn't that. I didn't take it as that. I
Yeah.
thought she did that because
was-
now it was like, it was already going through the family. It was already kind of skipping her, moving on.
Yeah.
And she needed to save her. And she's like, look, if we do this, it's going to be up to you to be the next person
It
to
was
kind of
more
save
of a
her.
proving a point, I felt like.
Right,
It was
but
like,
what
hey,
a fucking asshole.
if I don't do this, you're gonna.
Well, I'll show you I can die because then fuck you.
Yeah,
You're going to
look.
die.
She's gonna die.
Yeah.
No, I think that, yeah, I mean, there were little things that made me, not frustrated with the film. It was just more like, okay, I don't, do we really need that? Just
I
some of
barely got any of those.
yeah,
though. That's the
it
point.
wasn't much, but that's why I gave it a
Yeah.
3.4 because I'm just kind of, I was hoping for, end it, and be done with it because now Tony Todd's not going to be
Well,
there.
technically,
Now,
they did wrap it up.
Yeah, but they could do exactly what you said, and maybe Devon Sawa is now living in the UK, and all
Of
of a
course,
sudden,
but they finished up that story,
Yeah,
that bloodline.
So
Now they can go to a different bloodline, but they did finish that one.
yeah, 'cause-
and again, like the criticism I just gave it, like I love the movie. I thought it was, like, again, I didn't give it a 5 because it's final
not
final
perfect,
destination.
Right,
I mean,
it's not the
uh,
same.
6-1.
right.
It's not the same.
But like I thought it was actually
Definitely better than Aliens, but not the thing.
fuck you. But okay, but I do have a question. So do you think? I wish I remember what character's name is because then it make it so much
I've
easier.
got the
Like
list of
the girl from the 50s
Yeah.
in the town.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So she clearly had a premonition that something was going to happen before she even got on the
Iris.
elevator of the tower.
Mhm.
Yes,
What do you think that was?
the same thing everybody has who foresees death happening. The same premonitions everybody else gets
It's
when they live the death scenes, and then they realize it was just a foreshadowing, and they know the order everybody dies.
So then,
because
yeah,
saw
I
it.
think that's the whole point of that is then they start to put things together. So now, I don't know if I told you guys the story, but I was at a Cubs game
Oh shit!
and I had a
Here we
premonition.
go.
that they were going to win.
No,
Was it
here's
the
what
banana
happened.
hammocks?
So
What's that
this
called?
was the seventh inning. Carlos Zambrano was pitching. Okay. I'm in the outfield,
Austin
in
Bananas
the
or something. I don't know.
in the bleachers,
Yeah.
watching the game, and for whatever reason, I leaned over to my buddy and I said, "He's gonna walk the bases loaded. The guy's gonna come up, hit a grand slam, but they're gonna call it back." And my buddy goes, "What?" And there's nobody on base at this point. They just literally came out on the field. That's exactly what happened. And I mean, the guy hit the ball. It came out by us and actually hit on the other side of the pole, and they called it back. And my buddy looked at me and was scared out of his mind. I had no idea where that came from.
And he goes, "Put your pants back on."
Yeah. It just, but that's where, but I get where these premonitions, like, because then as we're watching this happen, they were scared and they looked and they're like, he just walked another guy. He just walked another guy. Like, it just watching it happen. So I kind of get where they did that. So
you were the one who made the premonition.
I did.
Why did you say it?
I have no idea. It just came to me and I was just like, here's what's going to happen. And they all looked at me like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You know, I had too many Mai Tais or whatever. And then it fucking happened exactly like that.
First of all, why were you drinking Mai Tais at a baseball game?
It's Wrigley.
Gay.
Right. But
Gotta fit it in.
second thing was it?
Not that there's anything wrong with that,
You
by
were
the
the
way.
one who said it, so you didn't go like, "Vroom, I just saw this happen."
No.
Here's what's gonna happen.
It literally came to me, and that was, it's not that I saw it happening. It was that it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I had to tell somebody.
He went, "Whoa."
Yeah.
I think because
And we're talking, this was like 10, 15, 20 minutes worth of this happening. Like, there was a point where they came out and talked to him and stuff like that because he had already almost walked the bases loaded. I mean, it was weird. Like, that was 20 minutes of a premonition that, and I had witnesses.
Eric used to be a multi-millionaire,
Yes.
but after that, he's like, "I'm betting on blue. I'm betting on red. I'm betting on this," and he lost all his money.
blue.
But-
Usually it's red and black. What poker
Well,
place?
that's why he lost.
Okay.
What I'm getting at
He
is
walked
the
up to
fact
he
that,
walked up to the roulette table. Here's $1,000 on blue.
Jesus Christ. What I was trying to say was the fact that premonitions, you might not, so they don't trust what they're seeing. Like, so I didn't trust what I said. I didn't think it was going to actually happen.
But he said it anyway.
Right?
But I said it
No,
anyway
why? Okay.
because
okay,
I thought,
okay.
you know what, if I don't say this and then it happens,
Okay.
nobody's going to believe me after the fact.
Okay.
So I just said it, just thinking, you know what, hey, this is just something that popped in my head. And
So-
not thinking it was going to actually happen, but it fucking happened
So,
exactly the way I
All
said.
right. So back in high school, when we'd be out in the farm fields, we'd have a big old bonfire at my friend's house.
Were there any clowns in that cornfield?
There were possibly clowns in the cornfield. They didn't come out, but we went there and we would be drinking. Yes, I said high school and we're drinking, but
This was back in the like 50s.
this is, I think it's something like that, maybe 30s. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but so we're.
You guys all talk like, yeah, see?
Yeah, same.
So we're sitting there and we're there's a bonfire going on and we're hanging out and doing stuff. And I said to my buddy, "Hey, look, I bet you Jeff's gonna be stupid enough to run across the fire pit, not make it, and fall in."
Okay.
And my buddy said that would be hilarious. Jeff ran across the fire pit, stumbled and fell into the fire pit. It wasn't a premonition. I just thought, well, I know my friend's stupid. I know he's going to be one of those guys who, when he drinks rum, he's going to do something
Sure.
stupid like run across the fire. So, do
But
you
see,
think it
now-
was just one of those things you thought, what's the most ridiculous thing that can happen? Hey, what do you want to bet this is?
But
happening?
see,
And then
I'm not much of a
coincidence.
baseball fan, so
Well-
like I didn't care whether it did actually happen that way or not. I was just there to drink. Like I didn't care about the game that was going on.
Didn't you go to watch the banana hammock or whatever?
No, that's coming up.
What
I
is
haven't done
that?
it yet. Savannah Bananas.
Savannah, but I told you it was something like that.
I like watching
told you
baseball,
it's
but
banana.
like
I like
What-
watching Savannah.
I- that's what they call the Georgian alphas for the 28 years later.
Nice.
No, but that's where. So now here's the thing, though. You're looking at it from the perspective of, well, I logically went from this to this. What if
Well, it wasn't
you?
logical.
What
I
if?
just
What if
guessed
you?
that my
What if
friend
you
would
were
be that
having a
stupid.
premonition? Now he didn't obviously get burned in the fire and die, right? Obviously.
He did get burned, but he did not die.
But that's where did your friends say, "Holy shit, how did you know that was going to happen," or anything like that? Or was it more
No,
just kind of like,
his,
"Oh yeah, we
cause
know
his friends all looked at him and go like, yeah, he's stupid enough. You're exactly right.
we agree with you."
They
But that's
didn't
what
think it was going to happen because they thought he's not drunk enough. I
see,
knew he was drinking
and that's
rum,
the
so
the
I knew
difference is my friends looked at me scared after this all happened. Like
Really?
after that guy hit the grand slam and then
Yeah.
they called it back, they all looked at me like, "Holy fuck, what just happened?" Like that's the rarity of calling all of that. So I think your rarity makes sense. Like you thought logically through that. Mine was just something hit me and I said
But
something.
but what I'm trying to get at, was it a premonition? Was it one of those things you're
Like
like,
I didn't. So
whoop,
I
you're like,
didn't. I
oh
didn't.
my God.
I didn't warp space and time and see into the future. It
Okay.
just something literally hit me. Now, and that's where maybe that's why those people in the movies suddenly just go, and then they're like, oh, now that all happened so fast to them, they didn't remember it, or they kind of remembered it
Well,
and
they
thought, oh, well,
remembered
this
it.
happens, and that's why they're piecing everything
They
together.
specifically remember because they know the order everybody
But
died.
then, but look, the whole time they're going, okay, maybe he's into. Oh God, he's doing that. Oh, he's into. Okay,
Sure.
while we're on this subject, the kid with the piano, best part of this movie.
Kid with the piano.
The kid with the piano,
Yeah. What?
the asshole kid, and the piano.
Oh yeah.
Okay, come on,
Say
like
it out
that is
loud.
the
Yeah.
best part of this movie.
Just say it out
I
loud.
was sitting there going, come on, drop that fucking piano on him. Oh, I was like, yes, and everybody in the audience was like, yeah. So
Because it's a piano game.
yes, no,
Right,
but it's the fact that kid deserved every
Well,
Right,
bit of that.
because
Well,
he had multiple people tell him, "Hey, don't throw pennies off the thing,"
Yeah.
and as soon as
Oh my
the guy
God.
left, it's like, oh,
threw a penny off the thing.
it's
Which,
like,
of course, as we know, starts the whole.
yes.
Yes, but that's
Allegedly.
I just think that there's how many times have you had that where you go, this is gonna like you're out somewhere you don't know that person and you're
Right.
like
But-
that person's gonna trip over
okay,
that step and they
But
have
to
it.
be honest, the point I was trying to question was, did Iris have a premonition of everything that was going to happen, or simply something's going to happen?
No, Iris knew what happened and when it happened.
See, but that goes
Because
along.
she was able to get up. When it was happening, she knew where to go and where not to go. She knew not to go to the elevator
But she still went to the elevator.
because then she saw it happen and she's like, oh, fuck, this is still coming true.
Yeah, everything
She
seemed
was
like
testing her theory.
yes.
But then when she went to the stairwell,
I am going to die.
she knew stairwell's not the place to go. But at that point, she knew her options were dead anyway.
Pun
Because,
intended.
well, so she knew it was going to happen either way. So she just figured out, how do I survive? How do I stop this? And even then,
How
she
did she
didn't know
survive?
she was going to survive. Well, the whole thing tilted and she was hanging off the side and she fell over, but she didn't get impaled. She
Yes.
was able to avoid that.
Yeah, I just
Because of
wonder
the-
if
because of
that's
the-
something that they're trying to get at is the fact that these people, is it like what you're saying, where did she actually know what was going to happen, or is it something that kind of just flashed through her mind, and then as things were happening, that was the validation, and she realized maybe halfway through that, oh shit, we got to get out of here, right? Like that, and that's kind of exactly how I felt at that game. Was I'm like, this is actually fucking happening. Like by the time he walked the second guy, I'm like, oh shit, what is this really going to actually happen?
Right.
And the look on my friend's face when they saw the third guy go onto the base, they're just like, are you, like they knew because now they knew what I knew, and they're like, is this gonna? And then he hits the home run. Everybody's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Did-
And
did
then I
anybody
go,
else?
no, like it's all right, it's gonna call him. And then they fucking called it back. Like it was so weird like that. But that's where you just need that validation. I think it's they get hit with something. We see as the viewer exactly what they saw. To them, it might be a split second thing where they just go, a lot of people are gonna die. And then as things are happening, they're like, oh shit, I'm seeing things that I'm not. And that's
It
where I think
could
Death's
be, but-
design is like, how the fuck did you get on that? Like, you're not supposed to know
It could be,
this.
but that's the whole point, right? Is if you remember it, that's how you defeat death.
Sure.
Because you recall the order of everybody dying.
Now, the question is, does
And the fact
everybody
that you had the
have that
premonition in the
capability, or is it only special people?
Well, clearly, I think it's special.
But
people.
also,
That's the whole point.
maybe this is where like a future movie is, but like, was that the first time it ever happened to her, or has she had this happen before,
And ignored it, maybe?
or didn't know what she was?
But I think if
Maybe
it-
wasn't as strong.
But if it did happen before and it wasn't as strong, it clearly didn't kill her. So
Right.
this was the only one that she saw and remembered that she did get killed.
Yeah.
Right.
Or are we getting into like the universe thing, like in like the Marvel
Not a
cinematic?
multiverse.
You know what I
No,
mean? Like where you're. So
but
I've got a whole theory.
but I think the thing you're saying is so there's premonitions where like the way death works is there's premonitions where you're seeing someone else die,
Mm.
In addition to herself in this case.
right. But my point being the fact that in terms of the death rules,
Yeah.
that's fine. It's when as part of
It's
what
okay.
it's okay if everyone else dies.
It's fine.
It's not me.
Everybody but me.
But it's when you die and then you use that premonition to save yourself.
Yeah.
That's when death gets pissed.
Well, death gets pissed because you change the order of death.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're saving other people, right? Like,
Correct.
so here's my
No,
question: is,
I'm only
what if
concerned
you?
with saving myself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if you let everybody else die and you save only yourself? Is death going to go? It's not worth it, right? Like that's my question. Is he going to go? One person's never. I'll try once or twice, but then I'll move on. Is that kind of what happened with her? Is that he tried it a bunch of times, but then he's like, this bitch ain't moving out of this house,
Yeah,
so I'm just going to move on,
Yeah.
and I'll get to her eventually, which then he did. So
Okay. So
that's theories.
so again,
theory.
I love this. I thought
It
this
was
movie,
a great
I thought this
movie.
movie
You're
was
not
excellent.
discounting it.
It was
So
fun.
so
I loved it.
but you're talking about death.
Oh, here we go.
Death.
More theory.
Death could have simply just made a plane fall out of the sky and crush the house.
Sure. As
So-
opposed to making a building that's sitting on a needle fall over.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, how did she survive that long by being the recluse? When
She
because
wasn't just a
learned to
recluse,
understand-
though.
She learned and understood how death
Yes.
starts.
So
its
she
thing.
was able to prevent him from getting to her.
Everything. She saw the light coming
Fuck
through
did that go?
refractory, like burning a certain thing on her. What did you just spill on yourself?
No, I like lost the cap for a minute there.
you mean the one that's in your hand?
Yeah, but it
This
was
is
like
our
stuck
third
to me.
episode. If anybody's ever been to our
Oh,
live
yeah.
shows, I told you.
All I gotta say is Lafroig is
Watch
in my
for the
throat.
third episode in the series because that's when Logan is shit faced.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going deep on this one.
Dude, it was.
I'm going
it's
as deep as a
Lagavulin, man.
alpha.
Anyway.
When you get Lagavulin,
Oh yeah,
you drink
I think we
Lagavulin.
need a third episode. On
We're
this.
we're at 46.
do. Yeah, we
So
might need
the
a
only trivia I the only
trivia.
trivia I have is the
How many
main
lungs?
the main character's car.
Yeah. You
Her
didn't get a license.
her
plate.
license plate. Do you know what that was?
Logan, if you don't get this, I'm gonna kill you in the dick.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. I saw this when it came out in the theaters. So
Yeah, I
that
saw it
was
a
how
while
many
back,
what,
too.
4 or
I
5
know, I
4
did the
weeks ago.
same thing.
I did pay attention, and oh god.
This is a two-part question.
So
There's two parts: license plate and what tires they had on. What?
no, it was a.
With the muffler.
License
make?
plate and the significance of the license plate.
Oh,
Oh,
significant.
Jesus.
I'm out.
For whatever reason, I'm just gonna guess there's a 9.8 in there at some point, and.
I'll give you points if you even got
Am I
that.
right?
No.
Okay.
No, okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. License plate was RFK 575.
Okay.
RFK.
Yes, that was the plane number.
Yes.
No,
No.
the
No.
flight-
No.
the
No.
flight.
No. That was.
That was-
flights,
That was the
7
license plate of fuck, what's his name? The main character from the first movie.
Devasawa,
Yes.
his
That
character.
was his license plate on his
Okay,
car.
that's what it was. There was a
They,
reference.
they
But
did
wait.
reference the flight.
They
though.
did though. Yeah.
Yes.
Where was that at?
Is that your next trivia?
No. That was my only trivia question. But the other
It's
thing
like
is,
RFK. That's gotta be.
so Tony Todd's character and the other girl. Remember they talked about the fact there's only two people that have ever
Yes.
outdone it, and she survived because she technically did die. And so in Final Destination 2, that was when her character did die.
Because that's how they stopped it. She
So now,
died and was
here's the
brought back
question.
to life.
Brought back,
Yeah,
brought
so
back to
then
life. But in
That's how
Final
they
Destination,
cheated death.
right.
And
So-
they talked about that in this.
right.
So what was the license plate number?
RFK 575.
Because RFK, obviously it was, well, I don't know if it was
Robert
reference
F. Kennedy.
JFK. What was the significance of it then?
It was his license plate.
That
of,
was it?
of the main character.
Because I was looking up the flight number. I thought it might have the Boeing 747. It was JFK International Airport, but it was flight 180. And they did have flight 180. 180 kept popping up in this movie. They did talk about
There
flight
was in
180.
there somewhere. I remember seeing it. It was
They
that
talked about
house.
like going backwards. They said, "Oh, you need to take a 180."
Yeah, 180 to death.
Anyway, I did like one of my favorite scenes was actually the guy with the piercings.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
with
that
the,
the other- yeah.
Eric with the C.
yeah.
But that was one of those, to me, that was ridiculous, over the top. I still enjoyed it.
But that's see,
But
that's
it was
the thing,
like, that's
and
not
that's what I liked.
realistic.
That's
He
why.
bent in half.
Yeah, and that's why I like the.
Come on.
That's why I gave this a 3-4 is because I feel like it was still entertaining. Like
Oh,
you knew
I thought it
what
was
was going to happen,
I
but it
gave
was.
it a 4. I love that
Yeah,
scene.
it
I thought it
was-
was ridiculous, but I still loved it.
Yeah, I had fun with it, and you know the 4DX portion, I would definitely, if you can do it, see it. But
For a movie like that,
yeah,
that's
it
what-
was
that one was
perfect.
Jurassic Park, man.
Yeah, it just, I really
That's
think
where
that
a
if they could
dinosaur
get,
come out and pee on you.
yeah,
Yes.
yes,
That's just the kid in front.
T-Rex piss, yeah.
It's one of those, what are they again? I keep forgetting. I gotta remember
Kids,
the British.
the little
British,
kids.
The British
Chavs.
shitheads.
Chavs.
Chavs.
Chavs. They're not skinheads. They're just like
I didn't
like
say skinheads.
yobs.
Shitheads.
jobs.
Chavs.
But-
Like
Chavs.
Chad, but worse.
All right, we're gonna go one more episode.
All right, we will.
We
We're
got,
gonna
we
keep
got,
talking.
We just stop this
We're
now?
gonna
yes,
keep talking.
We're done.
Okay.
Well,
Just
we
follow us
gotta,
for the next
we gotta do an
episode.
outro and shit.
We took a lot of time.
We're doing an outro where we laugh at what
We
we've
laugh
done.
at ourselves.
If you wanna hear us
I think we
banter
laugh
on, we're
every
going to
time
have a
at
follow-up
this. Because I,
Good.
the sad thing is we laugh at it, but they don't know what we went through.
Okay.
I think
Okay,
they
so-
laughed at the live show.
So here's your challenge. If
No,
you've made it like 50 minutes through this episode,
Holy
do you laugh as much as we do watching this outro? Let us know.
Thank you for joining us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on social media.
This is the proof that Logan can't handle us.
What did you do?
What happened?
Went down the wrong pipe.
Okay, let's just continue. Ignore
As
him.
an adult, you get to
for
learn
joining
not to
us.
drink when
Not
you're
another Thank you everyone for joining us.
Like,
I would. Thank you everyone for joining us.
like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on social media. Right here.
We're gonna do like 5 million takes.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Be sure to follow us on social media. What's the matter with that? What's the matter with that one?
Feeling good about this one.
What's wrong with that one?
Nothing.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing for it.
I'm pointing to the.
Pointing does nothing.
But,
This is a
but
social
you
media
see it on
talk.
different lines. And so
Yes,
I'm like,
but do you
I'm
know where
pointing-
the lines actually
By the way,
are?
no one can see you because there's a big logo right here.
That's
I know,
the
they can
point.
hear me though.
No,
We
they
did that
can't.
on purpose.
We're gonna cut that
Let's
out.
cover up you go
Fucking
like,
Logan
oh,
was
this
lame.
Logan.
Yeah,
That sounds like a made-up name to
doesn't
me.
it though? Amen.
That would have been good. Oh, sorry.